What up, though? Ledge here. Chill with me. Wake y'all asses up. Wake all the way up. You up? Y'all good? All right. Yeah, man, we got some things to talk about coming up. Got a very, very special guest, someone who's been in tune with battle rap for a while, but recently decided she wanted to get into the game of vlogging. Yes, not blogging. We don't have bloggers. Don't know how many times I keep saying that, but you know. And she's a vlogger. And she's doing really good. She got her own opinions, very well thought out, and she can speak about it in detail. Her name is Jade. She's from the West, and yeah, we get into a few things. She was actually at Nome, so we're gonna hear her take on how it was in there, the in the building atmosphere, meeting Drake, all of that. And yeah, she got a picture with him and everything. So pretty cool, pretty cool stuff. We'll get into that with her. First, I want to kick things off with what happened over the weekend as far as an event that went down that people were, I guess I would say, heavily anticipating. It was the start of King of the Dot season one, and got off to a pretty solid start. Now, if you look at the card here, you will see names that were supposed to battle. I believe Fate was in the building. He was supposed to battle Jag. Uh, Word is, couldn't really get a hold of Jag. Didn't know where he was, so pretty much a no show. Now, being that this is a season, does that count as like a forfeit? And does Fate get that W? Because how this season how it works is these guys battle, you know, a couple of people within this region, and whoever like points total and wins tally up, they advance to the playoffs. So being that that's the case, I would assume my man Fate gets the dub there, but we don't know. But they were supposed to battle along with the two battles that actually did go down. And the two battles that did go down was Stewie Newton versus Caustic and Cali Smooth versus Reverse Live. The judges, I believe the judges were Rain, uh, Showtime SP. Shout out to Showtime SP. Lex Luthor, the battle rapper and also league owner over there at URLTV, and Wing Truth, who handles like things with Lawrence over at RBE as far as the 1SKs. So people were definitely in tune with what's going on, and they gave the battle to Caustic over Stewie, and they gave pretty much the battle to Reverse Live over Cali Smooth. I must say that I'm not fit to be a judge. I'm not fit to be a judge because I got Stewie and Cali Smooth winning. I got Stewie winning pretty much the same rounds I believe that I got Cali Smooth winning, which are the first two. Yeah, maybe the first two. Well, no, I gave Stewie the second and the third, and I gave Cali Smooth the first and the second. These battles are razor close. Now, the thing is, I want people to know. I know these leagues aren't like cool with each other or they got their differences, but their fan bases are pretty much the same. And what I mean by that is when you go into the chat or when you look at the votes. So this was done on Twitch, right? The season, and it'll continue being on Twitch. But the the power the fans have on these fan votes is just a little bit unfair because King of the Dot has certain guys and women who have built a following within that league. So they might get the nod even when they're not at their best. Like somebody like Caustic, he's going to dominate the polls over Stewie Newton. And the whole time, if you look at the Caustic battle with Stewie, he's referencing him not, flopping on URL. So that, and the smart gamesmanship by Caustic to keep bringing that up. Like, this, like, you came over here. This is not even your league, really. So planting seeds early, and it kind of worked. I felt like when I was looking in chat just to get a sense of what the people were saying, nobody was really fucking with Stewie, and I thought he was good. You know what I'm saying? And that tends to happen. So just as much as you guys complain about biasness with whether it's the URL app or the votes on caffeine for certain people, like I know a lot of people get very, very opinionated about the love Rum Nitty gets. He gets a lot of love from fan votes. He rarely loses. Listen, he beat Geechee Gotti in the fan vote by 1 vote. Like, that's how powerful Rum is on the fan vote. Like, I don't think you can ever beat him on that. Like, even when he chokes, if he chokes, he'll probably win the fan vote. And it's just because their familiarity with him. He's dope, and he's been a staple on the URL platform for quite some time. I feel like that plays a part in what goes on with King of the Dot too. And it's not King of the Dot's fault. Like, they're just putting the product out. But if the fans grow an attachment to you, it's really not too much that can waver that. So seeing a guy like Reverse Live, who's been on King of the Dot putting in work, and somebody like Cali Smooth, who hasn't really had those same King of the Dot opportunities recently over the past couple of years. He's been more so working with Geechee and Kevin Parks on the Riot. Like, I feel like I don't know, man. But the good thing about it is it's a season. This is not a single match elimination where they're now done with the bag. So they still got opportunity. They just gotta. I like that it's a season because now the difference is when you lose just one battle, right? Say you lose a battle, clear. You're like, okay, on to the next one, but there's no sense of urgency because you're probably gonna get paid around the same. Whatever your rate is, right? So you're gonna get paid the same, so you can go into that battle, choke in that battle, whatever. This is a season worth a big bag. So for Stewie, for Cali Smooth, you don't want to go down 0-2. You don't want to be 0-2 live for the world to see. So this makes me, I guess, excited to see those two or anybody that takes an L. It gets me excited to see the best version of themselves the next go around. So I think the benefit in it being an elongated season as opposed to a single elimination kind of style like the NCAA tournament is that you get a chance to redeem yourself and put on an even better showing. Even though I thought their showings were solid and really good, and I had both of the losers winning. So what do I know really, right? So that's how I feel about it. I'm looking forward to it. Somebody find Jag. Like, I don't know where he was at. I don't know what's going on with that. We got to figure that one out. I believe next weekend. Let me look back at the card. So they're back next weekend. So I believe, Active and Thesaurus should be going down. Madflex, Bobby Lee, and Saint, and what is that? Nan Fierro, and I believe that's Essam. In real life, I don't know when the name change happened, but salute. This is like when Saya Boy changed his name to Family Man Hayes. I don't know when this happened, but all right, gotta respect it. So we'll see how this season goes on, and I'm curious to know, are these judges the permanent judges? Will they switch maybe week by week, or will they switch region by region? Is this the set in stone judges for the West, or they could just be the judges for any region, any and all regions? This would be interesting to see. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's my take early on King of the Dot season 1. There's a lot more to go. I was also torn by, like, there were a few people there, like the other battle rappers that was scheduled to be on, and just like maybe 4 or 5 people. I feel like that's too in between. Either you're gonna have people there and you're gonna pack it out like how Gnome was, or just have nobody there. Like I said this, and I forgot where I said this on. I love the Ultimate Madness 1 style. The very first battle of the whole Ultimate Madness series was Real Sick versus Jade and Nightwing. You show the vignette, the trailer of how they got here, and they're talking. And then when they count them down and it comes on, the whole screen, the whole background is pitch black. Both dudes walk up with their mask on, and the person that goes first takes off their mask and start rapping. You don't really see nobody. That was fire. So I feel like really, like I really only, it was like 8 people there. So it's weird. So it's like you can hear reaction, but it's not enough people to make a big reaction. So it kind of sounds like your rounds are bad in a way, because it sounds like a hollow like echoey noise in that wherever they're at, and you only maybe hear like two people, the three people chuckling when it's like maybe 8 or 9 people there. It's just throws the balance off. I can tell maybe Stewie or they all of them really when they hear a little tiny reaction, it's they kind of second guessing if the line was hot or not. It's hard to transition out of that. So draw a line in the sand and figure that out. That would be my only critique. But so far, so good. Shout out to King of the Dot. Shout out to the moves that they're making, and looking forward to seeing what the rest of this is what's going to look like. What is going to be at the end of the season, and who else is on here? Which so far they haven't announced any other region but the West. So we should be in for a good one. All right. Take a little quick break, and I'll be back with Jade to talk about all things battle rap. So stay here. And we're back. Welcome to Good Morning Battle Rap. For those of you who are tuning in, I want to say appreciate the support and everything like that. It's been really great, and I told you guys I'm gonna keep coming with guests who are, truly in love with the culture and truly are here to support, any way they can, whether it be interviews, going to the events, which I think is really important, and also like with their own spin on things. And I have a very special guest. Her name is Jade. She was there in attendance at Nome, and look like you was having a good time. Like how was the whole atmosphere and event for you?
It was amazing. I had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Better than it was really, really fun. And like many, one of my first times, like really being outside too. So it was just, couldn't be better.
Yeah. Now, with the event, it felt like sometimes those big events can drag on kind of long. At some point, was it tiring a bit, or was it enough action and enough, like, I guess when you guys had like those intermission breaks, was it enough like rest time for you to gather yourself and not get fatigued?
I mean, surprisingly, I thought caffeine just had everything sort of perfectly mapped out. There wasn't a lot of like in between time between battles. It was like a fairly small crowd, so it wasn't bad. And I think I was just like on an adrenaline rush, so I was not tired.
Yeah, and I see. I came like I told you before we came on. Like I've been across your page. Please look forward to that and check that out, guys. It's just I believe it's Jade reviews things, right? Let's see, look, didn't even write that down. Remember that. So Jade reviews things on YouTube, right? And what I gauge from really your analysis and breakdowns, which is like really good, like you kind of get detailed in your descriptions of things. I don't think you have a favorite battler, but was there anything you kind of do? Maybe was it somebody you were looking forward to the most to see, or you were just there for everybody?
Yeah, I try not to. I always have a hard time when people ask me my favorites or top five because there's just so many.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking forward to Jay, guy from Seattle. So I'm here in Seattle. So
Mm-hmm.
I was, he's just, I was looking forward to Jay, to Sick, I mean, everybody. There wasn't really anybody I wasn't looking forward to seeing. I thought the card was like curated perfectly, in my opinion. So
Yeah, yeah. I said that too. I like that they started out with Lou and Mike, like people with energy to kind of pick things up, get everybody excited. So I thought that sequence was really dope. When Drake came, because Drake appeared for the finals, like how was he in person? A lot of people don't get the chance to talk to people who actually met Drake. The people just kind of get hearsay from other celebrities. But as just somebody just there watching the event as a whole, like how was his interactions with the people there?
yeah, I mean, I thought he was extremely kind to me. I got my Drake picture in. I'm a meme, I guess, but a once in a lifetime thing to sort of be around somebody. I was telling a friend, it makes a lot of sense that Drake would be a battle rap fan to me based on his writing. And he just seemed to be incredibly kind and humble. Seems like he was enjoying himself too. And I was just thinking, having Drake in the room is such a big deal. I feel like my life's work is figuring out how to get Black people paid. And I feel like having the biggest artist of the century in the room is going to put so many more eyes on battle rap and money in people's pockets at the end of the day. So I thought it was really cool to happen.
Absolutely. Now, I heard, I heard, and I kind of seen like clips after the event was over. There were after parties and people hanging out. Did you attend any? Like, did you get invited to any spots? Like, what was going on after that?
So for me, it's I don't want to be friends with anybody in battle.
Well,
Really. I,
damn.
I mean, I want to be. I just I don't want to mingle with the talent, you could say. So I know
Okay,
there
I
was.
got you.
It sounded like there were some really fun parties, but I ended up just going to dinner with a friend and talking battle rap to stuff. So
Now, okay, so now you just spawned a different topic that I didn't have anything to talk about, right? So, when you say that, is it because of what you heard going into it? Or you just always had, or maybe is it that focus because you're in? I guess you can say you're media, like you do vlogs, like people, you got a nice following, like you in the game. So, is it because of that now? Like, you want to keep that separate?
well, one, I don't assume that there are people who I don't assume that anybody would be interested in me, but I definitely want to draw like clear boundaries in that regard. But also, I do have a couple friends in battle rap. Like I met Tony Bro. I would consider him a friend of mine now. But also, I'm aware that the space is not necessarily like one for everybody, especially women, especially people who are somewhat new to battle rap and the culture. And I want to like be very respectful of the fact that many of you have been here a lot longer than me, and this isn't my.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to be here. It's like battle rap is my shit. It's my favorite. So just being respectful of that and
Yeah.
professional, I
That's a good
guess.
answer. I will say, I've been covering battle rap for a long time, but I've been watching since the '90s, right? And like I'm old, yeah. So, um,
Young.
I'm 34.
Yeah, you are very young.
Yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad somebody thinks so. But I've been watching, since then, and I will say I do agree with you that there is, I guess the term I would use is an elitist type of culture sometimes. Like, just because you've been in it a long time doesn't necessarily mean you know as much as somebody who watches for a short amount of time. Because you say you're passionate, I'm sure you've like binge watched, everybody has those nights where they go in that wormhole and just watching tons of battles on YouTube and things like that. Where do you feel like you could like learn a little bit more? Do you feel like you should? Because or do you have the app? You have the URL app and things like that.
Yeah.
When you like, how often are you like checking for new battles? Or I'm sure you're a busy woman, you got other things going, but like how often are you like watching battles and how frequent?
Yeah, that's a good question. It just sort of depends on the season I'm in. I'd say over quarantine, like NBA, the bubble, and then battle rap was like what sort of kept me sane, I want to say.
Same here.
Right? Yeah. So it depends, but as often as I have free time, I'm a mother and working full time, and I know everybody has their own lives and busy schedule, but as often as I can, for sure.
Yeah. Now I've seen. I don't know if you noticed, but Born Legacy that's going to be in the Northwest. Um,
Yeah, that's
yeah, I
exciting.
just they announced Jade and Nightwing versus Danny Myers. Well, Jay sort of announced it. I don't even know if they were prepared to do that just yet, but that's a big matchup. Are you going to be attending that? And how often do you want to attend events? Because some people who've been to events, a numerous amount of times, I have because I had to cover it. Sometimes you kind of enjoy actually being back home and kind of just watching from afar as opposed to being there. Like, how
Yeah.
often do you want to be in the mix out there?
I haven't met that criteria of too many battles. I've been to events, so I'm trying
Right.
to go to everything. I mean, with assuming I would even be invited, I want to be there as often as I can. Certainly for Jay and Danny, I wouldn't miss that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're really about to show love to the Northwest. Some of the names that I've been hearing that's they're really gonna put on for you guys over there. With your channel, when you do the vlogs, like I always preach that it should be like a variety of things, to
Hmm.
kind of keep people engaged further. I mean, I don't know, my channel isn't like booming like that, but I would say that it should be like a variety of things. You got your vlogs, you got maybe watch battles. Do you plan on expanding at some point, doing different variations of things, or are you content right now?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I have like 5 videos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm feeling things out. I created that channel just because I like have nobody in my real life, maybe one friend who is also interested. So I have nobody to talk to. So I just figured I would start talking to my camera and, the internet. So yeah, I would love to expand. I'm,
Yeah.
fan of your content. I am interested and sort of impressed and amazed by people who can interview and create so much content. I'm not sure where I'll end up fitting into that, but
Mhm.
yeah, I'd love to try new things for sure.
Yeah, but like I said, tune into her channel, Jade Reviews Things. The way you break things down from your perspective, even when it's not like giving away a bar, it's like descriptive enough so people can follow along. So I think it's kind of weird. Like that's the same reason I said I was in it, because Detroit, even though it's like historically a battle rap city, I don't know. Maybe it's just the age demo has gotten into different things here. It's not really many people talking battle rap here, so that's the main reason I got into media, to like kind of interact with people that are like minded as me. So if that's what you're in it for, you're in it for at least a genuine good reason. So good things happen when you're in it for the right reasons.
In
So
life, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. If you did decide to start getting more into the interview bag, and I think you would do well at that. Besides, I know Jay is a guy because that's home team. But anybody else that you would be like, I think this would be an interesting interview if I was able to get that chance.
Absolutely. I mean, for sure. Um, Tons of people. I would love a chance to interview Sick. He's one of my favorite rookies. I think, you know, I don't want to say like a name that's too crazy, but I mean, I think there would be a lot of really
No, no,
great.
no, no, no. Speaking into existence. Speaking into existence.
So I am manifesting a couple things right now, but you're not supposed to say it out loud.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought you were supposed to say it out loud and put it out there in the universe.
For different folks, but I am actually working on an interview with somebody, or setting something up with one of my favorites of all time. So fingers crossed. Stay tuned.
That's dope. That is dope. When can we get another vid from you? Like when? How often are you like trying to? Because there's is a consistency with these things. Once you develop a fan base, like I've seen, like I said, people be commenting and interacting. They gonna want a little more of it and things like that. So how often you're trying to put that out there?
That's a good question. So far it's been like every few days to every week or so.
Hmm.
But I want to know like what type of content people want. So I'm always curious to see like I love it when people comment on my channel because I can see, I love the feedback, good or bad. I think it's amazing and I can kind of see what videos people are looking for. And then not to take over your interview, but I'm curious to know how do you gauge when to make content and what type of content
No, that's a
you
good. This feels more like a conversation when people ask me questions. So I'm happy that you did that. I usually gauge it based off of when to drop content is usually based off of timing. Like I try to make sure I'm not interrupting. Like okay, I know people haven't seen this battle. I believe URL is going to drop this. The attention isn't going to be there to kind of focus on that. So I try to either drop it really kind of early, especially Eastern Standard Time, because it sucks. I know people in the West hate it, but like battle rap and a lot of things, sports kind of flows on Eastern Standard Time. It sucks. So I try to gauge it like that, and also just based on what the topic is. Like I kind of cover everything, so if it's a bit underground and niche, like I try to just save those for maybe a weekend when people got free time to just let me give this a try. But
yeah.
yeah. So it's just like picking and choosing certain spots. We can definitely after this, I can give you some more. Uh,
I have more questions for you too, but we can save
Yeah.
them.
Oh, go ahead. Shoot. What else you got?
Well, I'm curious. You have. I consider myself. I'm like pretty awkward. I have to edit my videos a lot, so there isn't a lot of like and just in general, I'm a really awkward person.
Hmm.
And you have like a perfect. Is media something that has always been something that you've done? How did you get into podcasting? Because
Hmm.
you have a great like. You just seem like you're made for it.
Oh wow, I appreciate that. That's a huge compliment. Well, I'm comfortable like speaking because that's maybe that's just like environmental like type of basically situations you grew up in when we were younger. You just grew up in your parents would say, "It's a lot of grown folks in here. Why don't you go outside and play?" And that just meant to communicate with other kids and develop that that comfort zone of being able to speak. So that came naturally with media. I always give credit to Mickey Fax, who's really talented. Me and him, he kind of sharpened my skills on debating all the time. He would kill me. He would kill me in debating. And Old Western, who's somebody in the culture. If people know about the beginning of the Midwest movement with Verb and Hitman and things like that, Street Status in St. Louis, he was the owner of that. That kind of where they got their start from. And he the one who gave me the first push. Said, "Yo, you know your shit, dog. You should do this." And I was just like, So I gave it a try. I was always comfortable speaking, but it's just about repetition, pretty much, and
Yeah.
you know, using whatever you do. Like I like to try to use wit, humor, and things to break the kind of seriousness of it all. Kind of wanted to keep it light. So that's probably I would say those would be my answer. Sorry, that's long winded, but yeah,
Oh, soaking it up.
yeah. But now it's my turn. I'm back. It's back on me, back to me. Yep. It's not your show. It's not your show. Even though I would like to be on your show, one day. My I guess my final question would be when you think about where you're starting at now with your vlogs and where you will be at the end of the year, do you have like set goals you want to reach before the end of the year to kind of gauge where you're at and where you can go next year, or you just kind of living in the moment and just spontaneous with it? And like, what's your approach?
Yeah, I love that question. So, I started my like YouTube channel 3 weeks ago. So this is all sort of very, very new to me. I think that I'm always thinking about the bigger picture here. So, in my personal life, I work in legal aid as a paralegal,
Oh,
doing
nice.
civil rights law. But what I really want to do is start a nonprofit in order to give back to Black people and to my community. So I'm always thinking about how can my passions intertwine and how can the connections I create help further that journey. So I would love to find a space for that intersection. So I think
Mm.
that's overall biggest goal.
That could be done. That could be done. I do think there should be more avenues intertwining with what we do here in battle rap, and like whether good or bad or emotional. Like I'm been trying to like get something started because a lot of people suffer from anxiety, mental illness, and things like that. Like financial stability, all types of ways to kind of encompass that with what we love truly. So now that's dope. You got my support in that for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Jay, it's been a pleasure. We got you on the socials. Oh, let them know. Cash App.
You guys, everybody puts their Cash App. I feel like it sounds kind of nasty from me, but if you want to support, if you want to get me a mic that is like Ledges, you can send me money on Cash App. It's Jade AKPE, I think.
All right. When she get it for sure, I will put it in the description or on in the comment section. I'll pin it. And you're right. I swear it's like you be saying the same shit. I said that a couple times on caffeine, but like the supporters told me to. So if they're telling me to, I did it. Like what are you gonna do? And my wife. So
See?
so yeah, I can't. Yeah,
I love
But
it.
she's right all the time. That's what I gotta live by, right?
Period.
Yo, Jay, this is dope. I appreciate you. Hopefully, I can have you back on. And yeah, thanks for giving me some of your time so people can know more about you.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited. trying to be cool, but I'm very excited. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we'll be back with the closing statements. Keep it locked. All right, so that's the end of the show. Want to thank Jade for coming on again. Jade Reviews Things is her YouTube channel. She's only a couple of weeks in, already getting some love, man. Show her love. If you want to be critical, be respectful and professional in your critiques. We don't need to be slandering people, especially the women here. Like, we don't need that. So yeah, just be respectful. You guys will enjoy her channel. Like I said, like I like to listen to people who have like a detailed kind of response and explanation for how they view things or how they see things. And when she gets in that bag, you know what I'm saying, it's really a really good listen. All right, so definitely thank her for coming on. More guests, more like detailed stuff, battle raps to watch, battles to watch coming up, all sorts of things different. You know, I got to mix it up. And yeah, so stay tuned, and appreciate you guys being up with me this early. So I know it's early for some, but especially if you're on the West. Woo! You're on the West and you listening, you're a real one. Appreciate it. And yeah, see you next week, all right? As always, keep it battle rap. Very important. Battle rap only. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you listening, don't you do it. I'm talking to whoever. Don't you do it. Don't get involved. Just keep it battle rap. Keep it light. All right? Peace. Love.